play along.
Toonami-inspired Bang game with phrases and items from Toonami's present, future, I guess not future, past, and I don't know, it'll make more sense once you see the card. But that is, if we did all our internet stuff correctly, that will be live when you're seeing this episode. So go to Toonami.com/bang, and if you can't register then, just know that we're working on it, and check back soon. Later on.
Yeah. You don't need to hit me up on Twitter.
But you can, if you would like. Odds are you'll get an answer faster from Jason, but it may not be as nice. So in the spirit of us cosplaying at San Diego Comic-Con, we asked you, the Toonami Preflight viewers, I was going to say listeners, but that doesn't really make sense, to send in your cosplaying. So this is a little montage that we put together for Toonami cosplaying, both Toonami characters and other
just
characters.
The cosplay pictures people sent us. These are some of the cream of the crop that we got, so we just wanted to showcase these and show the work people do when making these amazing costumes.
So check it out.
I think Mega Man was my favorite.
Yeah, that kid's pretty sweet.
What game was it? Dead Rising, where you get the Mega Man costume?
Yeah, the original.
The first Dead Rising.
First Dead Rising.
You could run around on the mall and shoot the Mega Man costume.
Yeah, it was like a super complicated set of circumstances you had to do. You could pick up some of the stuff just from there, and then one was like you had to take pictures.
But to get the Mega Man gun, that was what.
Yeah, that was.
It didn't hurt the zombies though; it just knocked them aside.
Yeah, but still, I loved it. That game was fun. So anyway, that was a brief look. So thank you for everyone who both cosplayed and also sent in your pictures of your cosplay.
Yeah, great stuff.
So we look forward to hopefully seeing you at San Diego Comic-Con, and hopefully you look forward to seeing us at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, we're going to walk around in our costumes, and if anyone's there on the grounds and you can't get in and you want a photo, we're going to walk around the floor and let people take photos of us if they want to.
Yeah, so it's, I think, $5 is what we agreed on to have your picture. A selfie's $5. If you just want to take a picture of just Jason and I, that's $10. So bring your ones. Correct change is always appreciated. So up next is a piece from Dana Swanson. This is a new segment and potentially, I guess, recurring, but not necessarily. But this is, well, you probably do a better job.
Yeah, Dana, as well as being the voice of Sarah for Toonami, Dana has been in various musical groups. She's also a stage performer of note. She was an improv comedian. She also has a wonderful singing voice, and she decided She watched the movie Kung Fury and was so taken with the song from Kung Fury that she decided she wanted to do a cover of it. So she and Brent Busby, she formed a group called Summoner 4, and she and Brent Busby made this cover of the song from Kung Fury, and it's really great.
Yeah.
But in addition to the song, which we will put up on our Facebook page and our Tumblr for you guys to download, in addition to making the song, she made a little making of to show you how she made the song, which we thought would be interesting to those of you who are wondering how.
Yeah, like you want to get into it, but don't necessarily know how to start.
So here is Dana telling you how she made this song.
Hey everybody, it's Dana Swanson, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to make a song. I just put out a cover song of a track from Kung Fury, True Survivor. I love it, and when I heard it, I just knew that I had to cover it. So this is the process, and this is how I did all of it. First of all, I really like singing. It's something that I do when I need to relax, when I'm stressed out. It's something I do just to feel good and express myself. I've been in a couple bands, most notably one called Les Sexoflex. You can even tell by the title, it has adult content. Not something I've sent my mom before, but that's okay. I've also sang on different projects for friends. I've even popped up on our sister streaming show, Fish Center, here and there. So again, I made a song with the help of one Brent Busby. In April, I saw a viral video and fell in love. It's the main theme from the Kickstarter project / YouTube release Kung Fury, the song, which is this collaboration between the filmmakers Mitch Murder, David Hasselhoff. It's called True Survivor. The video is awesome, and I just knew I had to cover it. So what if you're like me and you like to sing? How do you make a song? First, you sketch out your idea. You demo it. Maybe you have lyrics, maybe you're covering something. What I did is I made a click track, which is I sort of picked a BPM, or beats per minute, and sang along to it. I was walking in parks going like, is this the tempo I want? Is this the tempo I want? You can do this by scratching something out in GarageBand, on Voice Memo, if you have Pro Tools, if you have Logic. You can even sketch out different chords if you sort of know musically where you want to go and use some instruments. It's not really my style. If I do that, I mostly just have my mouth go beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. So okay, what do you do after you've made a demo of sorts? You make the darn thing. You've got your blueprint, you've got your demo. You enlist the help of a friend or start making a beat or music yourself. If you're not very good at instruments, you have a friend or multiple friends make it better. I really like to collaborate with other people. It's fun for me, and I like to see what they bring to the table. And this is where the part where I actually record my vocal track. Before you record any sort of vocals, if it's not just like a demo or scratching it out, you want to make sure you're ready. I really have to take care of my voice and make sure I eat and drink the right stuff, and that I also rehearse and that I know kind of what I want to do. Because if you go in there and you're just like, oh, I got it, and you wing it, sometimes you waste time. That's another thing. You may be paying for this time, maybe renting time in a recording studio, and that's money coming out of your pocket if you're not ready. I've also recorded in people's living rooms before, in closets, in studios, in VO booths like the one here, in warehouses, in boats, not really boats, one day. As long as you have a microphone and a thing hooked up to your microphone, congratulations, you can record vocals. The next thing that happens is you gotta revise it. Revise, 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 revise. Have you recorded? Maybe you're kind of like putting it all together, and you and the people you're collaborating with listen to it on different systems, maybe in your car, on headphones, on different links, and see what it sounds like. This is your opportunity to kind of change things up. If you do have the money, you can go and record pickups or harmonies, anything that may sound cool on second thought. This is also where you want to get the levels right and mix it and make it all pretty. Once you're happy, the second to last thing you do is master it. Now, what is mastering? Mastering is different from mixing. Mastering is making sure all the loud stuff sounds loud and all the quiet stuff sounds appropriately quiet. There are so many qualified people out there who can do this for you if you have the money. If not, there are people that can kind of do a semi-master for you, and that's great. This is a big warning. There are services that will convince you to pay for instant mastering on the internet. Don't use these, please. Have an actual human person do it. All the streaming services do is just compress all your stuff and make it sound kind of tinny and weird. Finally, what you want to do is get it out into the world, however you feel is possible. You pick a name. In my case, I'm Summoner 4 for this project. I like summoners and the Roman numeral 4. Also make some album art. This is something I made myself because I ran into a bit of a pickle. It's a picture from a vacation photo that I just threw in Photoshop and added some font I liked. Whatever. And make it as high-res as possible in case you ever want to make vinyl. Also, you have to get it out onto different services like iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can do this by paying for something like TuneCore or CD Baby that picks the different services and then pushes it out, or for free, you can just put it on SoundCloud and YouTube, which is what I did. Once it's out, tell people about it. While social media is great, I've found that personally contacting your friends is a great way to go, especially if you've had friends listen to it and give feedback and advice, because that way you can kind of say, like, I really appreciate you helping me out or believing in me, and this is something that I made and I couldn't have done it without you.
This is Dana, and that's how I made a song. Thanks, Brent. You're probably mixing the segment right now.
Thank you.
That song's great. Thank you so much, Dana, for making it and also for telling us how it is made. So get on out there and start making your own songs, people. What are you waiting for?
And download Dana's.
Yeah, so we'll put it up on our Facebook, toonami.com/Facebook, and also on our Tumblr, toonamitumblr.com. Those are two similar,
We're
two
both
different.
having brain fart days today.
And
on our
it
Tumblr,
really should be tumblr.com/toonami. Anyway.
It's fine.
So we'll put it out on the socials, and you can go and check it out. So hopefully you have enjoyed this week's episode of Toonami Preflight.
See us live on Saturday, wearing costumes, sweating, probably messing up. It should be entertaining.
Yeah, so this show may seem live to you now, but things are always fixed after the fact. So it should be interesting. Not only will we be doing it in a new place, on a different time zone, wearing costumes, we'll be doing it live. So definitely worth checking out.
We'll do it live.
F it. So hopefully you will enjoy that. That episode will run for a little bit longer than we normally do. We will not be putting a new Toonami Preflight up next Tuesday.
We're just gonna run
we'll let you
Comic-Con.
enjoy the greatness that will be the Toonami Preflight
supersized
live
episode.
from San Diego Comic-Con. So check it all out, and we will see you hopefully out there, and if not, then on the lines. Bye. Hello and welcome to our 19th episode of Toonami Preflight, a heavily spoiler alert edition for today. So
We should have just called it Spoiler Alert.
if spoiler alert, today's episode is called Spoiler Alert. And if you don't want certain shows spoiled, you should just stop streaming
Just
the
stop
show
watching.
right now.
Do yourself a favor.
And odds are you probably already have. So I am Gil Austin, and I'm joined as always by...
Jason DeMarco.
And we are going to talk about Big O. We are going to talk our favorite show endings, thus the heavily spoilering and alerting. We have a Bloom Room. We have a sneak peek for a game that Jason and I both played extensively. But let's start off with talking about some Big O seasons 1 and 2.
I think that we should start off by, in case people aren't familiar with the Big O, which many Toonami fans will be,
Sure.
but some won't. The Big O was a Sunrise Bandai show that Toonami aired around 2000?
2001, I believe.
Okay.
April, if I'm not mistaken.
And it did well.
If I'm not mistaken.
It did well on Toonami, so we went back. We had a great relationship with Bandai at the time, and we went back and said, hey, what if we were to... Because they weren't going to do a second season.
Yeah, because it didn't do well in Japan.
No, yeah, it was a flop in Japan.
They didn't make a sweet promo like we did.
And for whatever reason, it didn't catch on there. So we loved it, and we said, hey, what if we were to make a new season of this show? Mike Lazo, the guy who runs Adult Swim, was really enamored with the show.
Spoiler alert.
And so he basically told me, hey, make a new season of that.
That's what Lazo sounds like.
So, correct. So we went and approached them, and they said, yeah, sure, why not? So we made an agreement for another season that would premiere on Adult Swim, and it was, in fact, the first Adult Swim action original cartoon. It was not a simultaneous premiere because at the time they didn't do simuldub, so it premiered like 6 months after it premiered in Japan. And we were really happy with it, but it didn't do well enough on Adult Swim to make a third season. So that's the history of the show, and as far as the plot, I think we have two promos. We have one for season 1 from the Toonami era,
In giant dome.
and then we have one from season 2 in the Adult Swim era. And I'd like to show. Let's just show both. Let's start with the Toonami one, and then we can talk about season 1 on Toonami.
40 years ago, everything we knew was destroyed. The face of the planet changed forever. Survivors left without memories. In the aftermath, a new society has formed. In Paradigm City, the rich close themselves into giant domes, while the poor must live without protection. But one man stands for something more, and he does it in serious style. name is Roger Smith, the negotiator. His allies, an android, a butler, and Big O. When they start a job, they always see it through. Enemies of Paradigm City, beware.